Hey, Composer Gloves here, and this is the first video, the What Do I Expect in my drum and bass series from the ground up. I'm approaching genres now. I choose drum and bass first just because I really like drum and bass. Think it'd be fun to do. As far as I'm aware, I'm the only one sort of approaching it this way. If you know of other places where things like this are approached this way, then let me know. But what are you talking about? Approach this way? What are you talking about? I'm talking about the production of drum and bass. So I'm going to teach you how to make drum and bass. That's the goal. That's the end goal. You will be capable of creating drum and bass. Now there's a huge number of steps, which is why I've not approached something like this in a while. And there's still series that I need. There are series on different plugins that I still need to do to really give you the full tools that you have. And there's knowledge that like on mixing and mastering that are things that you should generally already know that I haven't done series on yet. They might exist now, but probably don't. And so those are things that I'm going to approach later. But I feel like this is what producers do. They produce music. So I want to give it to you in a way that you could take it and make the thing. Now, if you watch my video on genres are useful, you'll know that I'm of the position that genres simply are a quality of music. So let's talk about how I'm going to give it to you so that you can create a quality of music, and then you can go and do whatever you want with it. I think it's valuable to be able to hit a stereotypical thing and then do something on your own with it, make it your own type of deal. So the idea here is, first, we're going to go over the development of drum and bass, because understanding the development will give you a lot of clues on the tools these guys had available and the production styles that went into it and sort of the culture that was behind it. Understanding these things will enable you to make the genre. Hopefully, if you're into if you're looking at this, you kind of want to make drum and bass, then you already have some of that in you already have some of it. I'm going to give a very brief overview. I just need to ensure that you definitely have something. And then after that, we are going to look at listening. There's going to be, I'm not sure how many videos on listening, but I'm 90% sure there will be at least 2. Because you need to understand each subgenre that I sort of take from, and then we're going to understand the stuff that I usually listen to. When I say I usually listen to, you need to understand the position I'm coming from when I say drum and bass, what's in my head. And based off the stuff that I make, I sort of have a mix. There's like noisy sounds really different than like Sub Focus does. They're just different. And so we need to understand how these differences appear. And we're going to look at how to make each one. I'm going to go over each subgenre, and I'm going to ideally make a track in each one. So I have no idea how many videos the series is going to be, but what I'm probably going to do, because the track from scratch thing is cool, but the issue is it's a lot of watching, and the principles are scattered throughout. And so it's not really that intuitive in that regard. So instead, I'll probably produce the track on my own time and then bring you through the process that happened piece by piece as the track comes together. I feel like that would be a better way of going about it. Then after we've covered that, before we get to those though, we're going to go over general sound design, general melodic design, general ideas, give it some really big brush strokes. And then we're going to sort of work our way down to the small stuff. And along the way, you will pick up stuff that you will be able to use in your own productions. That's pretty much the end goal. There are a couple things I need to make clear. Number one, I don't own any analog gear yet. Like, it'd be really cool to have an external compressor so I could do cool things with mastering and cool things with just mixing in general. It'd be really cool to have an analog synthesizer or a rack or anything. But that stuff costs a lot of money. And I'm going to school right now, so I just can't afford that kind of stuff. If I had them, I'd toss them in the production. But in a way, it's sort of a good thing, because I have a feeling most people watching this are going to be the people who haven't made it yet, and therefore they will have mostly digital things. So I'm going to be working with exclusively digital tools unless I somehow acquire these nicer tools. So yeah, I already have written out sort of an outline of what I want to do. And right now I'm sitting at 28 videos, but that's because each subgenre is sort of its own thing. And there are some genres that are subgenres that I tried to pick the ones that are pretty exclusively its own thing. Like, they don't mix with the other thing. That seems to be that's just my plan. So let me know what you think. Like, we're going to go through form, structure, sound design, nature of melodies, methods of production, sample and loop production sessions. That was an interesting thing. I've been doing a lot of research, and I came across some interesting stuff that, it's wise to look up, what other already successful producers in the genre are doing. So They will do entirely separate sessions though for just samples, and I'm familiar with that because I did a couple sample packs and some preset things and stuff. But it's kind of a cool idea. And then the methods they went about in those sessions were kind of unique. So I was like, hey, that'd be something kind of cool to do. But when it's just being creative, it's like no shocker there, being creative. The compositional rhythms are the sort of one of the backbones of drum and bass. I don't have the amen break on here for you people who do know stuff about drum and bass. Maybe I'll add a video on breaks, but I'm probably going to just cover it because I have the rhythms, drums, and then of course the bass, pads, aesthetics, like that word, aesthetics, ideas behind mixing, the mastering. Those videos are probably going to be really general brushstrokes because it's just that's just crazy. A lot of the mixing also happens in the sound design. So yeah, mixing and mastering varies from genre to genre, but the principles are pretty much the same. If you have any questions about this, let me know. I'm pretty excited to get into this. Like, I've done so much you have no idea how much listening I've done. I have had and a lot of old school listening, working my way up to the new stuff has really given me sort of a cultural view that I didn't have in the same way before. So yes, subscribe and have a blessed day. And that moment too, that's a cool moment. So the moments are this one. That's cool. This one. That one. That's cool. And this one. So those are sort of